Hello again everyone, I'm Sperry for White Dog Rail, and this is a very special video. This is a video called, you don't see that every day, Railroad Oddities 2021. Now let me go into a little bit about what this video is going to be about and why I made it. I made it because I wanted to use these shots. They're good shots, I'm proud of them, and I want you to see them. But there are also things that you just don't see every day, from Canadian national units on New River to special Amtrak units, to maintenance of way equipment you don't see every day, and special cars you won't see every day on the railroad. That's what this is going to be. This is basically serving to recap 2021, and I'm really excited to share this with you, but there is a little bit of sadness in picture, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But let's start out with two Amtrak shots, both in Thurman. The first is of the private car Dover Harbor, and the second is of the FRA Inspection Car. First up is the private car Dover Harbor, hitching a ride back to Washington on the back of Amtrak 50. I really wasn't planning on going out and getting this shot, but I was already out and about, and this train was almost 5 hours late, so why not? I'd never seen a private car on the back of an Amtrak train before, only on the New River train, so it was really neat for me to see this. I'd love to rent this thing, but the bank account will only let you do so much. Renting this car will cost you about $10,000 on average, so if you're going to do it, I highly recommend checking your bank account first. Back to Thurman we go, and this time for the FRA Inspection Car. I'll be honest, I have no idea what this car is used for. All I know is it was cool and I wanted it. Plus, I already had the idea for this video, so I really wanted to add to it. Forgive the jumpy camera work. I had never actually filmed in Thurman with the new phone, and, well, it's a bit of an adjustment period. I couldn't have lucked out better with the replacement, right? The car stopped right in front of me. How great is that? Alright, now as cool as that stuff was, there was also some maintenance of way around here because, well, this is a main line. You have to repair the main line every now and again, right? So we're going to go back to Thurman. Again, this channel could very easily be called the Thurman channel. I don't think anyone would really have a complaint about that. It is partially true. But we're going to check out the Sperry equipment. Now, I've said on this channel before how much I love defect detectors. I had no idea I was watching one for the rail right in front of me. This is a Sperry Rail Services truck. And basically what it is, as far as I understand it anyway, is it's checking the rail for any defects. I admit I really wanted to see a train come through here, but this was a nice consolation prize.
Go.
Alright, fun time is over. Now it's time to get a little bit sad. New River was recently single tracked. The original plan was to have the number 2 rail, this one behind me, here at Fayette Station, taken out of service from September. And that happened. Then there was a rock slide on the other side of the river, so I understand. I could very well be wrong, but that's how I understand it. And instead of cleaning that up, CSX elected to just use this side of the river. And thus, number 1 on the other side of New River is a rusted mess and is slowly being eaten up by Mother Nature once again. But before number 1 went out of service, I was able to get 2 shots that I include in this video. Number 1 is a grain train at Hawks Nest, West Virginia, and number 2 is Amtrak 50th anniversary number 46 here at Fayette Station. I was so fortunate to get these. So let's take a moment to reflect on the 148-year history of Track 1 and view the last 2 trains I ever got on it from September of 2021. This is a day I won't soon forget. Not only was it the last train I ever got at Hawks Nest, but I love the story behind it. Sarah and I had gone down there just to go down there, and she took the dog for a walk on the rail trail, and I sat behind just to see if I could get anything. I wanted to see a train. Well, I got to reading Classic Trains magazine on my phone, and I had my scanner in my lap. I got really into what I was reading and forgot that I had my scanner there. All of a sudden it lit up and I was so out of whack. I didn't even know what was going on. I was like, wait, oh, I have my scanner here. Okay, great, there's a train coming. Well, I knew the number 2 was out of service, so I knew it had to be on this side of the river. I didn't know which way it was going though, so I just happened to hustle over here and get here and set up. And I'm really glad I got this. 2 Canadian National units leading this one. I didn't get his ID, but I know it was a grain train. Now you might be wondering, why hasn't he edited this? Why am I seeing the whole train? Well, because it's the last train I'll ever get at Hawk's Nest, and it's one of the last I ever got on track 1, I'm keeping it in its entirety, so that we can reflect on the 148-year history of this rail. This is the original C&O main line that was forged through here in 1873. Track 2 was opened in 1905 to better serve coal mines on the south side of New River and to alleviate congestion on this line. Now allow me to clarify something I said in the introduction of this segment. The New River sub is still partially double tracked. All CSX did was stop using track 1 in the New River Gorge. Instead, trains will now be crossed over to the number 2 track at Cotton Hill if they were on the number 1. And of course if they're on number 2, there's no big deal, just keep going. Trains will now cross the river at Sewell and continue on single track to Thurman, where the railroad doubles up until it gets to Claremont and then becomes single track to Prince. That of course is for eastbound trains. It was here on January 29th, 1873, the Chesapeake and Ohio Railroad was completed, and 148 years later they have stopped running trains on the north side of New River. 2 days later I heard the Amtrak Cardinal had a 50th anniversary unit on the head end, and I really wanted to see that. So we ventured down to what the railroad called, or I guess still calls, technically it's not been torn up yet, it just isn't used, Fayette, for the last train I ever got on track 1. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it, and the same goes for every video of the past. I cannot express to you how much fun I have doing this. I love every single minute of it. It's incredible. And I can't wait to see what the new year brings. Hit that like button down below if you liked the video. Leave a comment if you are so inclined, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel. And either hit the bell to be notified when a new video is posted. Until next time, somewhere out here on the railroad, I'm Sperry for White Oak Rail.